Two German engineers walked into a room with the same brief: build a four-door sedan that can humiliate supercars. One came back with a twin-turbo V8 making 603 horsepower. The other came back with a twin-turbo V8 making 612. Both of them were right. The super sedan war has been running for decades. But the F90 M5 and the W213 E63 S represent something specific: a peak. A moment where two rival engineering teams pushed the turbocharged V8 family sedan to a place that may never be revisited again. Because hybrids are coming. Inline sixes are coming. The era of a naturally violent 8-cylinder in a practical 5-seater is quietly closing. These two cars are the last of their kind, and they went out swinging. BMW's F90 M5 arrived in 2018 carrying the S63 twin-turbo V8, a 4.4-liter unit producing 600 horsepower and 750 newton-meters of torque. The competition version nudged that to 617 horsepower with revised engine mounts, suspension tweaks, and an exhaust note sharp enough to wake your neighbors at 7 a.m. on a Tuesday. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.3 seconds. Top speed electronically limited to 250 kilometers per hour, or 305 with the M driver's package. M xDrive all-wheel drive with a rear-wheel drive mode for when the weekend calls for something less responsible. Mercedes responded with the W213 E63 S, AMG's 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8, the M177, stuffed into a mid-size executive sedan and producing 612 horsepower, 850 newton-meters of torque, and an exhaust that sounds like it was tuned by someone with a personal grudge against silence. 0 to 100 in 3.4 seconds. Limited to 250 kilometers per hour standard, 300 with the AMG driver's package. 4MATIC plus all-wheel drive with a drift mode that Mercedes actually put in the brochure. AMG put drift mode in a family sedan. That alone tells you everything. The S63 in the M5 is a BMW engine through and through. Smooth power band, linear delivery, high-revving character that rewards aggressive driving. It pulls cleanly from low RPM, but really comes alive past 4,000. The 8-speed M Steptronic gearbox fires off shifts in milliseconds, and in Sport Plus mode, it holds gears long enough to feel like a track tool. AMG's M177 is a different animal. It was co-developed with Ferrari, yes, that Ferrari, sharing architecture with the engine found in the Ferrari California T. That's not a marketing line, that's a bloodline. The M177 hits harder lower in the rev range, with that 850 newton-meters arriving in a surge that physically compresses you into the seat. It's less refined than the BMW, more theatrical, more aggressive on every axis. Different philosophies. One engine built to be precise, one built to be felt. On a circuit, the M5 competition earns its badge. The chassis balance is exceptional. The M xDrive system reads the road and distributes torque with enough intelligence that the car feels lighter than its 1,855 kilograms. Flick it into 4WD Sport mode, and the rear axle takes more of the load. Full rear-wheel drive mode, the stability control backs off and the rear tires become your problem. The E63 S is heavier at 2,045 kilograms, a significant difference. But AMG's engineers tuned the 4MATIC Plus system to mask that mass with rear-biased torque delivery and adaptive dampers that react in real time. Drift mode disengages the front axle entirely and hands all 612 horsepower to the rear wheels. On a wet road, it is genuinely terrifying. On a dry track, it is genuinely fast. The M5 is the more clinical driver's car. The E63 S is the one that makes you grin like an idiot.
Stock. These two are nearly identical on paper. Where they separate is under a laptop. The S63 in the M5 responds well to tuning. Stage 1 software pushes output past 700 horsepower with 0 hardware changes. The platform is strong, the cooling system holds up, and the gearbox can handle the abuse. Full bolt-on builds with upgraded turbos are seeing 800 plus at the wheels. The M177 in the E63 S has become one of the most popular V8 tuning platforms in Europe. The bottom end is over-engineered from the factory. AMG built it with enough structural margin that 700, 800, even 900 horsepower builds are happening on street cars. A family estate running 9s. The world is genuinely fine. Pick the M5 if you want the complete driver's package: precision, balance, and a car that rewards skill with every corner. Pick the E63 S if you want 612 horsepower, drift mode, Ferrari-derived internals, and the option to collect your children from school and then terrorize a back road on the way home. Both cars are objectively absurd. Both cars are objectively brilliant. The question isn't which one is faster. The question is which version of fast speaks to you. And if the answer involves an E63 S with 850 Newton-meters pointed at the rear axle, respect. Maximum respect. Both of these cars are being replaced. The new M5 is a hybrid. The next E63 will likely follow. More efficient, probably quicker. Almost certainly less interesting. Catch us before that conversation gets depressing. Next up, the car that proved turbocharged doesn't have to mean soulless.